My boyfriend would never tell me when he'd be home. My boyfriend Dave worked in financial planning, which meant he had 0 set hours. Some days he'd be home at 5, some days he'd roll in at 9 or even 10 at night. The problem wasn't that his schedule changed. The problem was that he refused to give me a heads up. Every single morning before he left for work, I'd ask him the same question. Hey, do you think you'll be home early or late today? Just so I know. And every single time he'd shrug and go, I don't know, depends on how the day goes. Then he'd kiss me on the forehead and leave. At first, I didn't think it was a big deal, but after a few weeks, it started driving me crazy. I'd make dinner at 6 and it would just sit there getting cold while I waited to see if he was coming home. Or I'd plan to go to the gym after work, but then worry that he might get home early and wonder where I was. The worst part was that he had a car phone. This was back before everyone had cell phones, but he had one of those big brick phones installed in his car for work calls, so he could have called me anytime. He just didn't. I tried talking to him about it so many times. Dave, can you please just call me and let me know when you're leaving the office? It would take you like 30 seconds. He'd always say the same thing. I'm busy at work. I can't be checking in every 5 minutes. You're being needy. Needy, like wanting to know if your boyfriend is coming home for dinner makes you needy. I wasn't asking him to call me every hour, just once, at the end of his workday. But he acted like I was asking him to write me a novel. This went on for months. I'd sit there at home wondering if something happened to him, if he was okay, if he got stuck in traffic, or if he was working late, or if he just forgot about me entirely. My mom is a huge worrier, and she'd call me asking if Dave was home yet. When I'd say no, she'd start panicking, thinking he got in a car accident or something. One night, I just snapped. He came home at 10:30 p.m. without any warning. I'd been sitting there since 6 watching the door. I'd already eaten dinner alone, cleaned up, and was getting ready for bed. I asked him why he didn't call. He said he lost track of time in a client meeting. I pointed out that he walked past his car phone to get into the building so he could have called then. He told me I was being dramatic and went to watch TV. That's when I decided I was done asking nicely. The next Friday, I didn't say anything to Dave about my plans. I just called my friend Lisa and told her I was coming over to play poker with her and our other friends. Then I called my mom and gave her a heads up because I knew if Dave called her looking for me, she'd have a complete meltdown thinking I was dead in a ditch somewhere. I didn't leave a note, I didn't text his car phone, nothing. I just grabbed my purse and left around 7 p.m. We played poker for hours. We were having so much fun that I didn't even think about the time until Lisa's boyfriend came home from his shift at the hospital. It was almost 4 in the morning. I drove home and quietly opened the apartment door. The TV was off, the lights were off, but I could hear Dave moving around in our bedroom. When I walked in, he was just sitting there on the edge of the bed, fully dressed, looking exhausted. He goes, "Where were you?" I was so worried. I've been trying to figure out where you went. I couldn't sleep. His voice was all shaky, like he'd been on the verge of tears. I just looked at him and said, "I was playing cards with Lisa and our friends." He stared at me like I'd grown a second head. "Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you leave a note? I didn't know where you were." I sat down on the bed next to him and said really calmly, "Was I supposed to call you? I didn't think it was necessary. You never call me." You could see it click in his brain. His face went from angry to embarrassed in like 2 seconds. He opened his mouth to say something and then just closed it. We sat there in silence for a minute. Then he goes, "Point taken. I'm sorry. Starting tomorrow, I'll call you before I leave work every day." And he actually did. Every single day after that, I'd get a call around 5 or 6 letting me know when he'd be home. Turns out, all it took was one night of him sitting at home wondering where I was to make him understand how it felt.